ask about his day. When I'm in the club, I hit the squall pose. Kingdom Hearts theme is my ringtone. No, I'm never going home alone. Cause I keep a paramedic in my limo. Smoking Ninja Turtle fresh out the sewer. Kush got me looking like French Stewart. Shorty real bad like a brain tumor. I never OD, man, that's just a rumor. Smoking Ninja Turtle fresh out the sewer. Kush got me looking like French Stewart. Shorty real bad like a brain tumor. I never OD, man, that's just a rumor. Buying mammoth tusks out in Shanghai. Illegal hunting trips in Zimbabwe. Illegal. Lions, tigers, bears, me, oh my. Oh me, cook them up with the homie Guy Fieri. Turning lions into Salisbury steak. Bear pate with the capers on the plate. Expensive sweater, man, it's made out of sheep. If I don't smoke K2 at night, I can't sleep. Gucci.
Whoopsie-doo. All right, what up, everybody? Welcome to Lore Club. I'm Branson. I got three jerks here. I got Andrew, and I got Oki, and I got my brother, Nick. Hello, Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
We can't show what my brother looks like right now, but he looks like he lives in Colorado.
That's true.
I feel like at any point in the Branson family, at least one of us is cursed or blessed to just have the wild man look. I think I held that title for about 4 years.
I think it's definitely, we all look more like dad when we go with the wild man look.
Yeah. Our heads keep getting bigger too. Like, I don't know you, but my head does get a little bigger every year. So
I think mine's just getting longer.
I think Dad's neck is getting bigger because, like, every time I'm there, I try to choke him as a joke, and like, you can't hand style, like you can't reach around, like you can't choke him. It's too much like neck. It's just too wide. It's like a tree stump, you know.
That's useful.
He's apparently since he got out of the hospital, he's apparently lost all that weight. So he might be a lot easier to strangle now.
Is he doing any good exercises, or is it like I'm doing the rowboat machine 30 minutes a day?
Every time I talk to him, like every time I've like called him to like just catch up, he's always like, "Oh, I'm working out." Like I'm on. He's like, now I don't know what that entails. Like if he's just sitting on the exercise bike, just going like 2 miles an hour like you did before.
Yeah, that was the thing. He had some really unmotivated workouts the first time he was trying to lose some weight. All right. So in terms of what we have to get done today, let me move over to the lore side of the document. All right. We have some things to take care of. All right. We are doing 16 demigods. I got 3 of you guys here with me. You guys are going to do 5 each. For one of the demigods, you guys don't have to roll anything, and you can just pick whatever you want. You can do that in any order you want. We have a couple traits to go through for a demigod. So I was looking at like demigod stuff online, right? I was looking at like Hercules. You got all the classic guys like that. And there's basically like 4 different types. You got like a divine beast, right? Which the divine beast is a demigod created as a manifestation of the power of the earth and the material realm. You do not owe your existence to any other god, but are a natural product of the earth. And then there's the elevated mortal, which was a guy who's so good, we got to put him in charge of something. This guy did something great. He's a genius. He figured out something. Look at this guy. We're going to make him one of us. Third is the Nepo baby, child of a god. You are a child of a god. You automatically get a domain. Here you go. You're a great guy. And then the fourth would be a magical creature. This one was kind of the last one I came up with and probably the most vague of it. So it'll be up to you guys to decide what that was. A magical creature, I imagine you are a demigod that was created either, as a big dragon to guard something, some sort of thing. You were chosen by a god or created by a god, whatever. It doesn't matter. All that matters is you are a magical creature that was appointed or created or something to put in charge of a domain. So I imagine that would be like more of like the Treebeard style kind of guy. So however you guys want to interpret that is up to you. I will say again, everything is canon. If you say something, it's canon. And I have to deal with it. You don't have to decide how it works. You don't have to go, oh, that doesn't make sense. If you get the God of love and you say something about, you know, a blessing of the God, it's whatever you say is canon. I don't get to decide it. I'm not in charge. So don't be like, can I do this? You can do it. You can do whatever you want. It's my job to figure out how it works. I always say this at the beginning of everyone, but I love the dragon break in Elder Scrolls lore, where it's just like, oh, there's a bunch of contradictory stuff that happens. How do we figure that out? Oh, we'll make up something called a dragon break. Boom. We can do that for anything, so feel no pressure to fit inside of the realm at all.
Sure.
If you guys are related to a god, you're going to roll randomly to see what god or goddess you are related to. If you don't know their story or whatever, that really doesn't matter. I'll fill you in once you roll it. I would imagine that if you were the child of a god, you would have some sort of traits of the god, but I'm not pressuring anybody for anything. It's completely up to you. In terms of the domains, these are all of the domains that the gods did not land on or pick. So I'm going to just run through them. There's the god of war, has not been picked, so there's no god of war. Whatever demigod gets created for war will just be about war. We have war, chaos, prophecy, strength, forge, love, seasons, protection, thieves, hunting, rebirth, wealth, poverty, twilight, ambition, and humility. Each of those domains each have two things you have to make up. So I'll copy and paste those, and we'll go through them as we're doing them. The last thing I'm going to do is the traits. There's 16 demigods, so I made 16 traits. All right. I'm just going to have people roll D10s and then delete them as they go off and then just move the bottom 6 forward. Because I was going, oh, I could do a D20 and have people roll if they get a 4. And then I don't want to waste everybody's time. So we're just going to roll a D10 and move our way up from there. But the traits are stuff that have to deal with like how your demigod is regarded. Because the way that I have demigods here is they're somewhere between mortal and god, which means a lot more opinions about them matter to them, right? So I have some of the stuff here is you would be a fan favorite, you're a famous slayer, you're a black sheep, you created a monster, you have a divine weapon, you're a progenitor, that's the one where if you get that one, you get a creative race. You can be a betrayer, you can be a lazy god, you can have a secret paradise, you can have a destroyer, you can be a jerk, you can have a right-hand man, you can have a vendetta, you can be jealous of somebody, you can have an Achilles heel, or you can be a curator. So those are the traits. Those are all loose. I'm not expecting those to be like a core thing. Basically, each one of those traits is going to create another either magic item or something else that will be within the universe. All right. I was just going to have us go in order of name, and I was going to have Andrew go first. Do you guys have any questions for me, or should we get started? We got 16 to do, so we're looking at like 10 minutes each one.
All right. I'm good. Sounds great.
All right. We are going to start this process with Andrew. Andrew, I want you to roll me a D4 to see what kind of demigod. You can also just do your first god to pick whatever you want right out of the bat, or you could roll. So it's up to you.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. You are a elevated mortal. God is
Congrats.
an elevated mortal. You were elevated by, please roll me a D10.
Two.
Zoth. You were elevated by Zoth. You are
It's a good choice.
Mortal man. Oops, did the wrong one there. You are an elevated man who is elevated by Zoth. Now, you remember Zoth, right? That was in your time.
That was Zeke's.
That was mine.
That was
No,
Oki's.
That was Oki's.
So, switching over, if we go to...
the ocean. Man.
Zoth is the god
That's
of
right.
water, beasts, and life. He's an enigma god that sprouted from an asteroid that hit an ocean. The ocean is now wine-colored.
It's just the ocean. The god is the ocean.
All right, so you were elevated by the ocean, essentially. All right, and I want you to go ahead. Roll me a d20.
8.
Protection. All right. So if we go to the god of protection here. All right. All right. You rule over the divine domain of protection, safety, and sanctuary. We're going to go ahead and skip that one because we're already in the demigods and I didn't think of that one. All right. You rule over the divine. Your desire to protect living things cause you to create 2 demigods. Well, I can't have you create demigods. All right. I didn't read that out. You're going to create 2 magical creatures. 2 magical creatures that are essentially your replacement for the demigods there. So you're the god of protection. You're the demigod of protection. You are elevated by Zoth. All right, and we'll figure out that at the end. Last thing, go ahead and roll me a d10 for your trait.
That's 8 again.
An 8, you are lazy. Your demigod often takes his divine domain for granted, and it falls out of balance. The first time this happened, it spawned magical creatures related to your domain that are your demigod's biggest threat. What are these creatures, and how did your ineptitude create them? So, Andrew, with those magical creatures, you're essentially going to create 2 sets of magical creatures. One that are your ally, and one that is your enemy.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, let's go ahead and craft this guy out. All right, what are you thinking? You are elevated by Zoth. You were immortal. You protect the domain of protection. And you essentially have 2 magical creatures that are on your side, and then you have magical creatures that you created out of ineptitude. So what are you thinking here?
Can this demigod, because I had something in mind for this already, but could the demigod, if they are immortal, could they be changed form? Like, if it was a man, could this demigod now be a great fox?
Yeah. Okay.
So the demigod will be, and can I tell you like where the fox like lives and what?
Yes.
Because they have to like rule over something, right?
When I say domain, right? Domain just means that out of all of the gods, it is your job to watch over protection, safety, and sanctuary, right? So there are gods that push. Your demigod would have an innate desire to protect people and offer sanctuary. However, he defines that would be up to you.
Like I have a sanctuary, like I know there's like the domain, but also like this demigod. Because when I think of demigods, I think a lot of them like have physical forms and they're like within amongst things. So this is Azetto, Azetto, the Great Fox, and Azetto lives in and rules over something called the Serpentine, and it's like a great winding city on a mesa, like a long mesa, like a snake, like hundreds of feet up, like say 500, 700 feet up, and it's just it's a mesa, so it's like straight up.
All right.
And in between, there's like rolling plains, sort of like on the steppe, like Mongolia style. And the people there like travel by gliders between these like mesas and stuff from great towers. Like they jump off these great towers they built and glide across the plains. Now the 2 creatures that were spawned.
It's all canon.
The 2 creatures that were spawned, the bad ones that Azetto the Great Fox does not like is the giants.
Created
the giants. The giants came first, but the followers of Azetto that like follow him are a people that are like stout, sort of dwarf-like. Maybe not exactly dwarves, but like 5'2" stout little little meatballs of men. And these are like elite warriors that follow him, and we'll call them the Mangle, as like a collective people, and they kill the giants, and they wear their massive brains and then the brainstem and the nerves all stripped out of the bodies, and they braid the nerves.
They
like,
wear
they
their
hate
brains as hats and braid the nerves.
They braid the nerves, yeah.
Why did he fuck? What did he do that he fucked up to create the giants? Like, how did he fuck up?
I think Azeto was trying to. I think he had some wires crossed in his magic and everything, and he was trying to create a great city, like another Mesa city, and he accidentally created a people, and they were giants.
He messed up real bad.
And the giants are, of course, dumber because they were the prototype, and he didn't need to make.
It was a forced perspective issue.
Yeah, we're not doing like 5e giants where they're smart. These are dumb giants.
I think they're like they have a society and like they're dangerous, but yeah, they're not like as sophisticated.
They're not as dumb as like Attack on Titan style Titans.
Right.
Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can.
Cro-Magnon.
They're like. Yeah, they're like me. Like they say me no like.
They
of
say
shit.
okay, me no like. Yeah. Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
Yeah.
They're essentially
like
they're large.
They're bigger than ogres. They're much bigger than ogres.
How tall are
I would
these
say
giants?
these giants are probably 30 feet tall.
Whoa! Well, I guess that's.
But they
normal,
have small brains,
right?
but their brains are obviously smaller.
Well, like okay,
so
how high is 30 feet? Right?
It's pretty high.
Yeah, it's a couple.
It's like a house.
It's a solid building.
Okay, like a house, like a 2-story house is 30 feet.
Yeah, these are big boys.
Okay.
And ladies, there's women.
Would I die if I jumped off of 30 feet?
Yes.
Probably, I wouldn't die.
100%.
I'd probably break my legs, right?
No, you probably. I mean, you probably. It's a good chance you.
Nick used to do flips off our school.
That's was breaking both legs. You're breaking your femurs.
He didn't break his legs. He did a roll at the end. And
you're
gonna
bleed out. You're gonna get compartment syndrome.
No, Nick jumped off our school. He was fine. You're lying.
Oh, I know.
Was it the second story of the school, Nick?
We used to.
I don't remember jumping off a school.
I remember you jumping off Hageman. I remember you jumping off of the library.
In the winter, Michael and I used to run and dive off of the roof of our house.
You got really good at trampoline that one year, and you could do backflips. And I remember you would jump off of stuff, and then you would roll and you would land to show off. And then you would run up. You would do a big jump off the trampoline and land on the ground and roll.
I remember doing all the trampoline. I don't remember jumping off anywhere at the school, though.
Evan definitely didn't do it.
Evan just fell off everything.
Evan did like fall.
Branson's remembering things like a little kid does, where it's much different than it was.
No, I'm
something was much bigger than it actually was. It was probably like you jumped off of like an 8-foot tall thing.
Mm-hmm. No, and then Nick ate 10 pizzas. I remember it very clearly. He ate 10 pizzas in a row.
That definitely happened.
That's a lot.
I can eat 10 pizzas now.
Large?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Any other questions I need to do here with the domain? All right. You have the Mangle. In terms of protection, who are you offering protection to? Anybody? All people? Or specific people? Does Azeto have a sort of, idea of what he wants to protect?
I think Azeto wants to protect definitely wildlife and the sanctity of life, but obviously also, like you said, he's lazy, so he's kind of slipping on the job at the moment.
Is he lazy in the way an animal's lazy, where they just don't understand?
Yeah, they just like to nap, eat food, then just like immediately fall asleep. He's a fox,
But he used to be a guy, right? What was the guy like?
Oh. I would
like, what did Zoth like about him where he elevated him?
I think maybe he was something of like a groundskeeper, someone that was kind, gentle, normal, sort of. Maybe a bit lazy. Maybe he liked a little extra treats when he was able to have a break from his work.
Enjoyed treats. Why'd Zoth like that?
I would imagine. I think like Zoth just saw that the guy was at harmony with everything. It's like he just like
the most at
harmless groundskeeper
with existence.
But I think Azeto is maybe bad at handling conflict, and that's what where the main goal pickup.
Gotcha.
They handle defense and violence and everything.
All right. Anything else on that guy? No, I think we're good. Giants, we can flesh out in a later thing. I'm not too worried about that. All right. Demigod 2. Let's go to LMN. Nick. Nick, we're ready for you. You don't have dice,
All
right?
right, let's do it. I can use the app on my phone.
That's up to you. I can roll it for you if you want to get me a D4. I got the D4 ready.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for me then.
All right. All right. Your divine origin for this one is you are a divine beast. Number 1. You are a divine beast.
Pretty
You do
good.
not owe your existence to any god. You are a natural product of the earth.
You're a 1-to-1.
All right. So you don't have any relation, so we skip the relation roll. All right. So now I want you to roll me a D20.
Yeah, if you could do that first.
I don't know why I fucking said. I don't know why I'm so fucking stupid. I don't know why you just fucking told me, and I can't do any fucking thing right. All right, 4 strength. Let me pull strength. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. I got it. All right, pulling it down here. You rule over the divine domain of strength, bravery, and valor. From the heavens above, your divine eyes always looked upon the greatest gladiatorial arena of its time, and you granted your divine blessing upon those who best reflected your outlook on strength. What is this arena called, and what is it like, and what is your blessing of strength? But before we get to that, enter
Classic
in this
demigod
here.
material there.
Divine beast, you are a domain of
Concerned
strength.
with champions and all that.
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah.
All right, and then your trait will be Nick. Roll me a D10. If you roll an 8, that is now going to be a 9.
Well, if you could do that for me, that'd be great.
What the fuck is my problem? What is my I don't understand. Like, I can't fucking remember. I don't know fucking anything, dude. You rolled a 3.
I mean, like I said, I can get the app going, but I mean, like, I'm
That's
at
fine.
a
No, it's not. I'm not
tentative-
blaming you. I'm blaming myself for all of the
Branson is really-
mistakes I've
he's-
made.
You've been bungling this.
Despite being a demigod, you have difficulty gaining respect from other divine beings in the pantheon.
Come on.
And you have so
He
few...
was cooking so hard with
And
everything
you-
going on. Like,
I-
this would be the coolest
I'm
thing
not
of all
hot.
time.
It gets worse.
I had such a cool idea too, and then you threw that in.
I feel like
These
you should
traits
still
are
do
brutal.
Hold on.
Because you don't know what makes gods.
It
or
gets
demigods
worse.
like each other.
Despite being a demigod, you have difficulty gaining respect from other divine beings in the pantheon, and you have so few mortal worshippers that people don't even know that they can worship you.
Ooh.
However,
Oh man,
However, you have one true worshiper, stalwart and pure. Who is
Roaring
this
fan.
worshiper, and what age do they live in? So we have a couple things to go over there. Let me grab this one. Move it back to Black Sheep. All right. So we got all of the traits rolled here. Nick, we have a divine beast with the domain of strength, whose trait is that they're a black sheep. So we have 3 things to create first. All right. So either if you have if you have a name or appearance, you can tell me that at any time, and I'll write it in. Or we can start going over some of the stuff that you have to decide. Do you know your name and appearance, or do you want to talk about the Colosseum first? Nick, you there? Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Nick.
Nick!
Yo, Nick.
All right, when he comes back, we'll jump to him. Okie, let's start rolling some stuff. Sound good?
Sounds great to me.
All right, Okie, go
He's
ahead.
back in the nick of time.
Go ahead and give... I'm not going to acknowledge that. Give me the origin, Okie. Roll a D4.
I got a 4.
You have a 4, which is a magical creature.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay.
All right, you still have to see who you are related to, so give me a demigod roll.
D20.
D10. D10.
I got a 5.
All right, Chimera, Apocalypse's goddess of magic. We go to the
They were like nobility and stuff, right? That was
goddess of magic, tricksters, and nobility. She is a soul god. She was almost became like a sort of story first, and then came to exist as a god. Very interested in intrigue. A lot of stuff happening, especially court intrigue.
Okay, I know the animal now that the magical creature is based off of. It's
Okay.
It's a little pug.
It is a pug. That is pretty good. All right. Magical creature, Chimera. Shape of a pug. You got a name yet?
Not yet.
All right. I figure if you're going that in there already, that's pretty good. All right. Go ahead and roll me a d20 for the domain.
4.
A 4 is strength, which we already did.
Roll it again.
Roll it again. I have no better system of doing this.
12.
12 is wealth. That's pretty fucking
yeah,
good.
on
That's
the
pretty
nose.
on the nose. Speaking of a pug there, it's pretty on the nose. All right, trait. I'd love to see what this demigod's pug's what's going to be.
What is the roll here?
Roll me a d10. All right, so somewhere already, we're going to push it up in order. So
4.
a 4 would be, since it's out of order, actually, I'll just do that with it. We're going to do monster creator. This demigod, either accidentally or on purpose, created a common monster that routinely preys on mortals. So this would be less like a step below, like the giant kind of.
No,
this
no,
is
I think I know. Where we're
something
going
that
with
would
this.
be seen in a level 1 through 5 campaign. All right, Nick, are you back?
I think I am. for now.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
hold
you're
on.
back.
Wealth. Wait, what did I do? Then trait would be. All right, we did some rolls while you were gone, but we're going back to you, Nick. You good?
I guess we'll see. I don't think I've been in I don't think I've been to a single place in Colorado that has good internet. I don't know what it is about this place. There's just no good internet out here.
All right, so you are a divine beast of strength. You are a black sheep. You are the least like demigod, but you run the Colosseum. So tell me about this Colosseum that's the greatest gladiatorial arena of all time. Does it have a name? Who do you choose to fight there? And what kind of strength does your god look for?
I would say since he's so disrespected that people don't even know like it's his Coliseum. So it's everybody who goes there to test their strength, and he like watches over. But everybody just kind of thinks he's like the janitor. Like, so, like they just think he's like a caretaker when in reality he's the one like deciding their their feats and all that. I would say I don't have a name. I don't think the arena would have a name. It just doesn't seem like this guy's probably used to his station amongst these elevated beings, and so he doesn't even bother giving it a name. He doesn't even really bother like addressing himself in these situations. And he's kind of grown to just accept it. So he just kind of watches over.
Does he have a
people
grudge?
Fighting. No, I would say he doesn't. For even with the strength, it's kind of one of those things where he knows what he's capable of, and he also knows that all the other gods kind of end up being like pieces of shit anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he's kind of like relents in his station. He's okay with it. He's chill with it. He just watches the other people fight. He does believe that a big thing is coming. Something is coming and he's basically watching over these warriors, preparing them for some big inevitable, whether it be like an apocalyptic battle or like an invasion of another like thing. But he
Ragnarok.
firmly believes, he firmly believes something is coming his way. Appearance wise, I kind of see him as whatever were those things called, like the Japanese spirits, the turtles with the bowls of water on their head, kappas. The
yeah,
Kappa?
as a
Yeah.
Kappa.
Yeah, so think of like kind of like a Ninja Turtle. He's got the bowl of water on his head, and he doesn't bow to anyone because he knows he's not respected, so he doesn't really bother even trying to. Like he doesn't hold a grudge, but at the same time, he's not really like bowing to anybody. And actually, the weapon that he wields is actually his own turtle shell as a shield.
Wait, is he he's not. He's a naked turtle.
Basically, yeah. Basically,
Okay,
yeah.
because I was gonna say, does he have 2 shells or?
No. He can take it off and use it as a weapon, but he can put it back on.
Mario style.
Yeah.
Okay, he can use his own shell as a shield as his weapon. All right. So, what blessing does he grant those that get his favor? Well,
So
actually,
he's only got like
in terms of the arena, it doesn't have a name. Is there any like big iconic kind of architecture thing that would make it distinctive at all, or is it really like a unassuming like what the Colosseum looks like today?
I would say it's rather unassuming until you are actually in the combat, until you are actually fighting in the Colosseum, and then you can actually see it's like shimmers of illusions of like where you came from to fight in this arena. Like you can almost see like people from where but it just looks like a high school football arena. But until you actually get in it, and then it's like once you are in combat in the arena, it's the most glorious thing you can think of from your home land or area.
Okay, so when you're actually fighting, it looks amazing. It looks glorious.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. All right, blessing of strength. So, in terms of like blessings, I've been really loose with how I've used that word. It can be something where you give it to an individual. You can have it be where you can give a blessing to somebody, and then like their progeny will also have the blessing. So it's really up to you. It's very vague of how you want to term your blessing, but whatever your God's blessing would be.
Okay. So he's got just the one follower, right? Like just the one guy who's
he's
actually
got one true blue, as pure as the driven snow follower.
Okay. So that's the guy. So his blessing is that he can make you invulnerable to damage for a short period of time. And he only gives that to his main follower, his main dude, his main squeeze, when basically he does believe something bad is coming. So that person does go out, in addition at the arena, to also like find great warriors to bring them there, and basically goes out to pick a fight with them. And he gives them this blessing, so in case that person does prove themselves to be so apocalyptically good at combat that he can like just turn off taking damage on that guy for like 1 second.
So he sends this guy out to get his ass kicked by better warriors to taunt them into coming to fight at his arena.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice job kicking my ass, pussy, but you won't do it in my arena. Such a big guy won't do it in front of thousands of people, bitch.
So
I'm starting to get why this guy's not popular.
Anytime I ask for a mortal, then to be created, they show up in the campaign. So I need a name, and then I'm going to roll a 1d4 to see which campaign they're going to show up in.
I'm just going to
Okay.
All right. They are going to, your most devoted follower is not showing up until the very last campaign.
Oh, okay.
And that is also the same time where there is a huge disastrous event is in the final campaign.
Hey,
so
there you go.
good time.
Yeah, that worked out.
All right. Fits like a glove. As far as the name, I'm always bad with names and stuff like this.
What? Give us a
follower...
vibe. We're pretty good with names.
So, well, the god himself, I was gonna name him Zett, Zett.
All right.
As far as the follower goes, let's go his most devout follower, just because I love the name and I watched the episode the other day. Let's go with Rudiger.
Rudiger.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
a solid name.
Rudiger's gonna go out and get his ass kicked by the greatest warriors on earth in order to save the world.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so then that would be the, let's see, everything we have here. So we have the devoted worshiper, we have the arena. All right, so we are wrapped up on 2 of them. Oki, we already got a lot of your stuff rolled. So let me grab the wealth real
I
quick.
kind of worked out my guy.
All right, so you got a name, you got appearance. I mean, I know you got the pug, but
So it's the shape of a
with
pug. The
wealth.
name is Fortune.
fortune.
Empress Josephine, Napoleon's wife, had a pug named Fortune.
Ooh, that's
And
pretty
I was
good.
thinking, this pug, it's kind of like the most powerful mortal at the time. Like always has this pug. It's always kind of just in the court somewhere.
Oh, okay. So the current most powerful mortal. How are they given this pug?
I'm not sure. I think it's just always like kind of since it's like Chimera's like trickery. It's always
Yeah.
kind of just circumstances and like weird twists of fate that always kind of lead to them owning this pug and caring for it, or at least having it like in a greater litter of animals and dogs and stuff that they care for.
Okay.
It's so cool naming your dog Fortune.
Yeah, it's pretty
This
sick.
is my dog Genius.
And in the domain is wealth too, so it works
Yeah.
out.
So you rule over the divine domain of wealth, gambling, and treasure. Mortals often seek your blessing, often as a last resort. You created a series of small magic artifacts that grant minor wishes.
I like the idea of like people like seeking out audience with like kings and emperors and empresses and stuff, and really they just want to talk to the dog, like to get some sort of benefit.
You need a loan.
So when I did the magical items for Wish, it's just think of it as the genie lamp. You're making
Yeah.
like what is this world's genie lamp?
What is this world's genie lamp? I think it's like a puzzle box of some sort. Like a little, like a Hellraiser type of puzzle box. What do they call it in those? I forget.
Not sure. What do they do to like? So it's like a trick. Like they have to work their way to solve
You have to
it?
figure out, yeah, that you have to solve this like puzzle box to eventually figure out what you need, to get the boon from fortune.
Okay. So obviously, as the god of wealth across every culture has one thing: you asked for too much money, you fucking fucked up, and now you're getting a bad thing. So what are some blessings and curses that your pug god could give people who displease them?
Some curses. Fleas. You get fleas.
Curse of fleas?
Curse of fleas. And that's actually going to tie into the magical creature that I had in mind.
Oh, okay. Curse of fleas to those. How does the pug god of what? How do you get into the displeasure of the pug god of wealth?
I think if you mistreat dogs of any kind, you're playing with fire there. I think if you're not, rather than like you're too greedy, you get cursed. I think if you're not constantly like making grind set moves, you're not like constantly thinking of business, you're not considering your net worth, like valuing high network individuals in your inner circle, then you get you're risking a disfavor from fortune.
All right, and then who does fortune show her blessing to, and what is her blessing?
I think like the opposite of that. So people that are like like high network individuals, basically, is the people that
Offers
I'm
blessings to those who network.
high
Yeah,
net worth individuals.
you know what? The blessing should be that you give the person more hours in the day so you can get more work done.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ugh.
You get compacted time to work.
Fortune
on
loves
Yeah.
entrepreneurs that
Exactly.
don't have real jobs.
Compacted time, so you get more hours. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, the pug god of wealth. Just a baker with fucking fleas because he
Wearing a
kicked the
little
dog.
pinstripe suit, rubbing his paws together.
Oh my god! All right.
And,
Is it a normal sized pug or is it like a bigger?
oh yeah,
pug?
no, it's a normal size pug.
Normal.
It's like the lap dog of whoever is the most powerful like king and queen in the world at that moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just thinking,
always
like,
there.
if the curse was fleas, but the pug was huge, you would get fleas that were the actual size of a pug.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, did you watch Men in Black recently? I'm just
You know,
Haha. All right.
it's my favorite movie.
This demigod, either accidentally or on purpose, created a common monster that routinely preys on mortals. What is this common monster?
So I had an idea of like it's not the curse of fleas. It's a different like species of flea that like it's you don't feel it when you get them, but they spread like they listen to secrets and stuff, and then they spread those to Chimera. They send them up to Chimera, and then she kind of sends them to other like other like people that would be rivals to like keep the show interesting of like court politics interesting. It's
So
like
basically,
secret stealers.
they're you have fleas that steal secrets from the host.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. Secrets. Oh,
these are some shady fleas.
Yeah. Yeah.
being spied on.
TMZ fleas. TMZs.
Way to go, Branson. Can't spell shit, stupid ass.
So like the pug is like in the highest court of office at the moment, and then like all the
How do you
it's
fight
listening
these?
to everything.
How do you fight these? Like how do you if you get them? What do you do? Like
Milk baths, like hot milk bath. If you find out like you got a rumor fleas in your court,
rumor fleas.
hot milk baths for
Do
everybody.
you think Zoth's waters could wash them off?
I don't think Zoth cares about.
No, Zoth isn't.
I'm not saying
interested in
Zoth
this.
cares. I'm saying if someone were to bathe in his waters.
Well,
In the ocean, no.
I
No,
think
the
Zoth
ocean
would
water
look
is
at like
not-
an algae bloom and go, "That's perfect."
I feel like Coldwell could make something work at his bathhouse. Pour some milk into that ocean water.
But to get access to Coldwell's bathhouse,
You
you're
have to
already
be-
doing pretty good for yourself.
Right. Yeah.
I think if you find they're very small, they're very hard to notice because you don't really feel them. But if you notice them, you got to get the entire
I hate these shady ass fleas.
the entire royal court in a hot milk bath.
All right, I think we are good there. Any other physical descriptions on Fortune?
No, just a cool looking.
Any cool
cute little
color?
bug.
Is he cute?
It's just cute. Just a solid, cute.
Does he
little
always
pug.
look the same?
And like it's like the old, not like new pugs, like the ones you saw in like paintings, where
pugs.
they're kind of like rat faced
Like
almost.
painting.
Like
All
put one in
right.
chat.
I'm
I
just
don't know
seeing
if you
like
can
the
share that.
Victorian painting of a pug, but it has like that collar they
Oh,
wore back
yeah.
then, like the big poofy collar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not like the modern day like genetically modified pugs, like the.
All right. Oh man. All right. We're about 15 minutes of God. I'm going on to the next one then here. We didn't. That was everything that we had for Fortune there, correct?
That's all I had. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we got 3 in the bag. Andrew,
Whoa, weird.
We're lapping back around to you.
Just on the other screen, I have muted the Lions game, and the lady interviewing the coach is named Laura Oakman, missing just an I in there.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Andrew, rolled me a D4 for the next one.
Yes, sir. 4.
You are a magical creature that was created by a god in order to administer over a divine domain. All right, let's see who you were created by. Roll me a 10.
Fuck is my? Oh, here it is. 7.
All right, a 7 is you are related to Zar, to Elliot's goddess of light. You were created by Zar. So you were created by Zar for what purpose? You were created by Zar to administer over this domain. Roll me a d20.
10.
The Hunt.
Oh. Classic.
Grab that. What did I replace it with hunting? There we go. You rule over the divine domain of the hunt, the chase, and the kill. All mortal hunters call upon your favor and throw a massive feast in your honor every year. To balance out the power of the hunter, you created a magical creature that represented prey the same way you represent the hunter. What is this feast, and what is this magical creature? Okay, before we get into that, we're going to do your trait. So go ahead and roll me a D10.
10.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's just go to 10 then. All right, let's just take this one out. Boom. All right, your demigod is famous for destroying a large settlement of mortals. This act created a magical artifact of great darkness. What was the name of the settlement? Why did you destroy them? And what is the artifact that was left behind? All right. So we get the trait there. Okay, so if we're looking at the traits, you are a magical creature. You were created by Zar. Zar is the goddess of light, healing, and order. She is a steampunk woman. I must note that her aesthetics are highly steampunk. The sun is a big lamp that only she knows how to run. So your job with this demigod is you create the hunt. You rule over the hunt, sort of the Artemis job in the Greek stuff, right? So what are you thinking with that? You're a magical creature, you were created, and you destroyed a big town. You got any ideas, Andrew, or do you want to go through it one at a time?
I have a bunch of ideas that are pretty non-conventional, I think, for this type of demigod.
Okay. Try me.
I think it might relate to Elliot's character a little bit, pretty well. So I'm thinking there was this town that was destroyed, the settlement called Cax Verstrata. Like CAX space.
Hold on.
VER.
CAX space
VER
VER
STRADA.
ST
Verstrata.
All right. That was the settlement that was destroyed?
Right.
Okay. Why did you destroy them?
I think this demigod didn't destroy everybody, but took them to serve him. The device that was created is a massive circus tent. This god is a 7-foot tall hairless cat, like an anthropomorphized hairless cat with like Liberace, Siegfried and Roy style hair. He is the ringmaster of this traveling circus city named Beautiful, and his name is Beautiful Bistro.
Everything is canon.
Every member of the circus is married to him. He basically has a cult.
So you're going way too fast. All right.
This is canon?
Mm-hmm. It's all canon.
Hold on. He's a 7-foot tall hairless cat with Siegfried and Roy hair, correct?
Yeah, he's like a ringmaster type, like a Vegas style presenter type.
Ringmaster type. Okay.
This isn't like a Juggalo circus. This is like more of a classic circus, and like Vegas circus.
Classic style circus.
Right.
All right.
Does he have the top hat?
Of course.
I feel yeah. If he doesn't have the top hat, then you don't know he's the ringmaster.
Suspenders?
Okay. Why did he destroy the settlement?
They had to be at his mercy.
But why? They had to do something to piss him off. They had to do something to... I need a reason why he destroyed them. Like, did he ask them to serve him and they refused?
Yeah, we could go with that. And he needs them for his hunt because he's always hunting for new animals, freaks, everything to add to his circus.
For his circus. Find new freaks, find new animals, and things like that. All right. Okay, so he destroyed the settlement to get it, ringmaster style stuff. He is a 7-foot tall cat.
He's like a cat man.
In what way do you represent hunting or hunters at all?
Like I said, they roam the wild, the world, looking for fantastic creatures, fantastic beasts.
Okay, so
it's people,
right? So it's the searching.
The hunt isn't just about finding an animal and killing it. It's about hunting all kinds of crazy shit.
So people can gawk at it in the circus.
Okay, so once he has his servants, the servants all work in his big circus, and they're all married to him?
Yes.
Hey, I don't like that part.
Did they want to be married to him, or did they join the
No.
circus and they're... Okay, they don't want to be married to him. Okay, now there's a very popular holiday in dedication to this demigod. What is the holiday?
I'm not celebrating it.
Could be something like Polygamous or something.
I mean, it's just the day he was created, his birthday.
It's his birthday.
They celebrate his birthday?
They celebrate his birthday.
What do
Bistro's
they...
birthday.
What do they... Bistro's... What's his name?
Beautiful Bistro.
Beautiful Bistro's birthday. What do they do on this holiday?
They bring him gifts. They pay him fealty, basically. Honor him in whatever ways they can. Big celebration, big dinner, drinking, revelry.
Anything unique about the holiday that they do that would be something?
At the end of the night, they all gather around, and Bistro strips, and he turns around, and on his back is a large tattoo of an oarfish. And the oarfish gives the entire circus their fortune for the next year. I put a picture of an oarfish in the chat.
That can talk.
This is one of the ways that he keeps
wishes.
followers, though, is that often the fish is not wrong.
The fish is very seldom wrong. I'll put in here. All right. What is the magical creature that you created that represents prey in the world?
I think he created a terrified, cowardly humanoid that are able to become, they're hermaphrodites basically, so they could breed off of themselves like certain animals can. So there could be just like thousands of these things. And they'll try to survive at any cost.
Big,
They're
small.
always running. I think they're little things. They're probably around like 4 feet tall.
Color?
Primitive.
Like what color skin? Are we talking goblin green? Are we talking humanoid? Are we talking like
Let's go with like a lemon yellow.
lemon yellow creatures?
It's a horrible little creature. That's why he made them purposely horrible. So
Everything
you
about
would
this
wanna
god
hunt
is awful.
I thought my actual god was pretty cool to me. He's like this god of revenge, and he has like a bathhouse, and he's like Rick Owens. But this guy, I want to be truly heinous. Like I kind of went in like a One Piece direction.
What's the name of these little shitty magical creatures? I think that's the last thing we got to do.
Scrupuli.
The Scrupuli.
This is canon, Branson?
This is canon.
Canon.
I said
Listen,
it's
if
all
Hessa was able
canon.
to do all the shit she did last week, this is nothing.
Hessa really did set the power creep a little high. All right, that's everything from
I made minions, yeah. No, these things are not like cute. They're like probably like gangly. They're probably like
Do they speak Minionese?
no.
That's not canon. It's
No,
not
they-
canon.
I didn't even say they did.
All right, Demigod 5, Nick. All right. You want me to roll the divine origin for you?
No, I'm gonna roll this time because last time it just seemed like it just took you to a really bad place.
I'm good.
so.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
I go in dark waters.
We
and I
gotta have
come
some
out just
awful.
fine.
I need some awful because I have another idea for another demigod that's really cool and nice. So
Oh, well, you have 3 more to
balance it.
make after this, so I think you'll have plenty of time.
I hope I can make it.
Nick, roll me a D4.
D4 coming right up. I got a 2.
A 2. You are an elevated mortal. No nepo babies yet.
I want that. I want one of those.
You want a nepo baby?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a D10 to see who elevated you.
D10. We got 10.
10 is dealer's choice, which means you can pick any god. So if you even want to go at that at the lore so far document from earlier, it has all 9 gods right at the 10 that has the most. Are there any ones you want more questions about or curious about?
We haven't picked like what he is the god of, right? We haven't.
No, he hasn't
don't know that
decided
yet?
yet.
Okay.
So we can just kind of you can also just save and pick later. We can go through the rest and you can pick
Yeah,
later.
let's come back to that one because I do really like the ocean god.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
he's
they'll
maybe
fit
the
with
best
what.
that anyone's made. I think.
I have a question really quick because I missed the session and I forget the notes. Is Zoth a planet ocean or is he an ocean on a planet?
He's an ocean on a planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's no planets.
I was just curious. I
And,
love the idea of like in Solaris, how the whole planet is an ocean.
That's kind of where I was going with him.
Oh, yeah. All right, Nick, let's see. We have 12 left. Roll me a D12. I'm just going to get rid of these.
D12.
Favorite band, by the way.
D12. I got a 4.
Forge, the god of the forge. Okay. Move that down to the bottom here. All right. You rule over the divine domain of the forge, invention, and artisans. Before there was even a heaven, you built magical creatures to help with the construction of the world. You built these creatures with this magical artifact imbued with the power of creation. What are these creatures, and what is this magical artifact? So, Nick, this demigod actually is going to have more lore implication than some of the other ones. And that's because of this line here where you helped build magical creatures. According to what Joel said, when Joel created the very first god in the Pantheon, fucking hell. The very first god said that when he arrived, there was already this kind of raw material earth waiting. So you might predate the existence of the first god.
Okay.
Somehow. Even though you were created by a god. Everything's canon. So let's go and do
Start cooking.
let's do your trait here. How many we have left? Roll a d12 for that one as well. Wait, did you want me to roll it?
I think did I disappear for a second? All of a sudden, everything went quiet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Roll a d12 for your
okay.
trait.
D12.
My favorite band, D12.
Yellow, red, and purple hills.
I got a 9. 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Your demigod has an unending blood feud with a random deity. You created a small following of powerful magic creatures to help you in your crusade. All right.
Could it be like
Okay.
another demigod, or does it have to be like a god?
It's got to be a god. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And we did magical creature was your origin, right? Oh, no. Elevated mortal. Elevated mortal.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be a little bit of a lesson in lore here. So if you were an elevated mortal, but you were elevated by Czar when Czar helped come to the world, then you would have to have built something. All right.
Okay.
So
I think I got something.
yeah, let me see what you got.
So I'm thinking elevated being. I'm thinking both elevated by and has the blood feud with wasn't Nick Czar the first one?
Oh yeah. Well, the
Neither
first
was
the
the
first
first
one
one.
was Murtu. So Murtu's
Okay.
the god of death. If you want to have a blood feud with him.
No, so it's so all right. So the what was it? You said Joel's guy was he showed up to this area and there was something there already. And then
There
he,
was
like,
already humans present in the world when he arrived, but it was like a caveman style Earth.
okay. So he arrives. He sees a bunch of dumb cavemen walking around, but he sees like my guy basically like creating fire, creating the wheel, stuff like that, and decided that this is going to be the best person to like have like help create this world for him and all that. So he elevates me, but then in the process of doing that, the intellect grows and almost kind of like a flower for Algernon kind of thing, where he's just fucking miserable. Like he hates it. He wants to go back to just being the smartest of the dumb guys. He doesn't want to be an elevated being. And then, but he's basically kind of coerced into working for this guy, and basically creates. I'm trying to think how to describe it. They're like these little clockwork gnome kind of creatures. You know what they look like? They look like
Are you still talking, Nick? You cut out there.
the
What do they look like? Clockwork gnomes? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
did I get lost?
No,
Maybe
can you hear us?
I haven't heard anything in a second. I don't know if anything of what I just said has gone through.
Like in patches. Like
We
clockwork.
heard
Okay.
you're making clockwork gnomes. That's what we heard.
Okay, yeah. So he's making clockwork gnomes to basically help create this world that the god first came about and saw. Basically elevated by him. He hates the fact that he's elevated by him, and is basically just kind of like purposely making things that could potentially unravel reality, or the reality that he's helped create.
So basically, as a god, it's almost like he can't commit suicide, so he's trying to destroy the world and hopefully that he'll get caught in the backlash, or is it that dark, or is it that...
It's pretty much along that lines. He's also doing it because he just hates the guy who made him.
The magical creatures, these gnomes, do they have personalities? Are they like what do you think they're like?
I think he kind of made him in like how humanity used to be. So they're kind of dumb and bumbling. They're really good at their task, but it's like they're just kind of like the Three Stooges. Like they're constantly just like, like hitting each other with 2x4s on accident, and like
The
having
gnomes
paint cans fall
are
on.
constantly fighting. Like
Just bickering, just bickering like the Three Stooges.
So it's
But
like
there's,
the Three Stooges
thousands
were good
of them.
at their job.
Yeah. And there's like, instead of Three Stooges, there's like 1,000 of them. So it's just this big like swarming mass of
So
just dumb.
if you have them in the wrong environment, just complete pandemonium can break out constantly.
Yes.
So what is this? You basically created a super powerful magical artifact. What?
Okay.
What do you think that artifact should represent? I'm thinking like Tesseract level almost, because you're foundational in the structure of the world.
Okay. Yeah. So it has a like a plate, like kind of like a disk drive almost that has all the memories and thoughts of the species that he was before they all got like elevated or not elevated, but like changed and everything like that. And it basically has
On like the early world.
whole knowledge of what was here before the gods came down and started tinkering with stuff.
Gotcha. All right, we can even have that one show up.
Lose their mind, and no god will like ever even like touch because of like the maddening effect of it.
What would happen if a mortal fucking stuck his dumb little face in it?
I mean, it would just like they're just smoke shooting out of their ears, mind melting. Just you can't even comprehend it.
Has anyone ever been able to successfully read any or understand any of it? Is it like what's the name of the
Yes.
group in Elder Scrolls? The ancestral moths?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The what is the Dwemer?
I think the Imperial City was the ancestral moths. They're the ones who read all the fucking scrolls and it made them go blind and crazy.
Yeah. Yes, there has been, most people have tried to read it. It usually ends up unraveling their mind. There has been one person who has read it, and basically they looked at it, they read it, and then they looked up at the sky and they walked off into the distance, and no one has seen or heard from them again. Like, left with a purpose. Like, clearly had something had to go do.
All right. So then the last thing would be the vendetta. So your unending blood food is against Mirtu, but you create a small following of powerful magical creatures that will help you. Keep in mind, these are going to be powerful magical creatures, and the god that you're going against is the god of dreams, peace, and death.
Okay.
So what do you think would you create to go after a guy like that? His signature animal is a Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl?
Kind of like some, like, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm thinking like some kind of like H.P. Lovecraft, like Hound of Tyndalos kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like these, like they almost look like paint splashes when you see them in real life. They're just it's just this constant moving, like goo or splosh or something.
All right.
Like sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah. And then like
But
okay. Oh, go ahead.
but they look like a wolf. They look like kind of like a think of what was that video game with the wolf with the paintbrush?
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like that, but sloppier and just nastier looking.
Sloppier and nastier looking. All right. Okay. All right. We got what does your guy look like, and what's his name?
He's like just he looks like a person. He just looks. You would not think he is a higher level deity or anything like that. He is just kind of looks just like a normal person, just kind of like bookish, kind of like a Peter Parker before the spider bite kind of thing. And name, I think. His name is First.
First. That's pretty good.
Yeah, first place. Like, yeah, he is the first of what was created.
All right, the first. I like that a lot. Okay, I think
Not the first, just first.
First, right? I got it written down as First. Hey, First. It's gotta be hard to talk to this guy. All right.
I don't think he's got a whole lot of people who actually like try to communicate with him. To me, he seems very like just off the beaten path. He doesn't want to interact. He doesn't like his like job, his elevated status, or he likes being a simple guy just making simple things.
All right. I think we got good on first. Okay, next up, Oki. Okay, going on to Demigod 6. We're flying through them. Go ahead and roll me a D4.
2.
Elevated Mortal. Man, we got a lot of fucking Elevated Mortal. Nobody wants to be a child of a god. No 3s.
I'll take 3. I'll do it.
It's too late. It's too late.
Okay.
You could have just lied, but you didn't.
Could have. I didn't
Could've
think
just
of that.
lied.
I didn't think even consider
Could've just
lying.
lied.
You want
like a
Oki to be
dog.
dishonest to you?
Yes, I do. Roll a D10, please, Oki.
A 4.
All right. Ein Sof.
Oh, that's
Zeke's
Zeke's, right?
enigmatic god of the air, madness, and what was the last one he had? Time. Something like that.
Chaos.
Time.
Time,
Yeah, wasn't it
time.
time?
Yeah.
Time, madness, and
All right. Okay, we just did. Which one did we just do? The Forge. All right. Go
time
ahead
to roll.
and roll me. Whoops. A D12.
Shit. It's the one dice I don't have on me. 1 second.
Oh.
L.
It's not an L. It's a mistake.
L Oki.
Come on.
Hey,
6.
That's my L. Seasons. We have the god of the seasons, which I was going to have you make. All right, so roll.
It's great for a time. Yeah, time. Yeah.
All right, you are the god of seasons. All right. I'm going to give you 3 magical creatures. All right, representing each season instead of doing the demigod. All right. Okay, so you are an elevated mortal. You rule over the divine domain of the seasons. You are placed in charge of the natural cycle of the world, and you created 3 magical creatures to help you execute that vision. Roll a 1d4, 1 being spring and 4 being winter. And that's which season you are most identified with.
Fall. Autumn.
All right, autumn. Okay, and then let's do your trait. So roll me another d12.
11.
11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'll just do this one because you already got it. All right. Let's do this one. Your demigod is a jerk. Your demigod has had some sort of conflict with everyone. However, a well-organized cult has emerged amongst mortal people dedicated to you. What is the name of this cult? And you are going to design a holy order.
Wow.
Holy order dedicated to fall.
I mean, that kind of makes sense with it being seasons. I mean, change just does invite kind
Yeah,
of
exactly,
animosity.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
going into the least popular season.
He's a
All
jerk
right.
if he hates change.
All right. So your god is in charge of the changing of the seasons. You do an act that changes the season every year. The main season is going to be autumn, which is going to be reflected basically in your personality, the weather. All right. So with that, you are a jerk. You are an elevated mortal. You rule over the domain of autumn. You are in charge of autumn. You need to design a large, powerful, magical creature that is in charge of every season. So let's start with spring.
Oh my. Okay. Spring animals. Hummingbird. We got a big old hummingbird.
Big ol' hummingbird. All right.
Giant.
How big we talking?
Yeah.
Like helicopter size or
No,
like?
like I'm
It's
a
gonna be
horse.
loud.
It's like horse size.
Horse size.
Okay.
I still think if you're next to that hummingbird that's horse size, you'd be like getting blown back.
No, yeah, it's intense watching that.
There was a lot of them when you were here, Branson.
How much fucking food would a horse-sized hummingbird have to eat?
A
You
lot.
see a giant
better-
nectar tube, just a giant.
You better hope.
Has to eat
You better hope it's been
nearly
blooming
constant.
where you're at.
And it
Chugging
could be
a
that
giant
this,
Mountain Dew big gulp.
It needs a lot of flowers.
Needs a lot of sugar water.
Yes, I need a corn silo filled with nectar.
there has
And
to
if
be.
you don't have it, it's gonna be a problem.
What's the if there isn't enough nectar?
Blood's the next best thing.
This is the next best thing. All right.
You gotta think like being next to the throbbing, the wings, like would just like you just be bleeding from your ears and eyes.
A
Just
horse-sized hummingbird sucking you dry in 5 seconds.
You hear it from like 7 miles.
Sounds
away.
like a Chinook.
Yeah.
Everybody gets in fucking side.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
fuck! It's spring.
Don't
oh,
worry.
Fuck.
There's lots of flowers, all right?
Just turn spring to like the scariest season, despite
Yeah.
instead of the best.
Do you-
Gulaki says hummingbirds drink 50% of their body weight every day.
Do you control this magical creature?
No, I don't think they control them. They set them up. They set up all these fucking asshole
spring!
animals out there.
You let them go every spring?
Yeah, they're rip roaring, ready to go.
All right, summer.
Summer. What's a summer animal? I'm open to suggestions if anyone's got a summer animal. I'm trying to
Shark.
maybe it's just because we just had them, but like a cicada or something.
Oh, yeah.
think. Yeah. I think that's the thing is all of his animals, they're just regular animals. They're just huge and really annoying and uncomfortable to deal with. So I'm thinking, yeah, you get like a field of like panther-sized cicadas that like
Sounds like plagues. Like,
Yeah.
Sounds like
And what did they get if there's not enough plants for them to tear through?
blood's the next best thing.
this guy's starting
And
to sound like a real jerk.
I think it's like and it's kind of random what areas they're unleashed on every year. So you can't really plan for it either, which is probably the worst part.
Nah, is it this guy like actually a jerk, as in he doesn't like other people and actively goes out of their way to
Yeah, he finds
ruin
it
their
fun.
life?
He thinks it's very funny.
Okay. 'Cause I almost think it'd be funnier if the guy was just really bad at his job and he just keeps releasing.
Well, it does say in his personality that he is a jerk.
No, I think I think he loves his job. I think he thinks it's just so funny to, and I
Do what you
feel like,
love and you never work a day in your life.
but also like for every season, this has to happen no matter what. Like he set it up so like
Like the whole
unleashing these things has to
Yeah,
be
the
going on.
ecosystem's completely fucked up if I don't let the hummingbird go. No, you don't get it. The hummingbird's gonna. If I don't let the hummingbird, it's gonna fuck everything up.
And it's only like a week or two where these animals are unleashed. Then they go back.
Yeah.
I think.
I like to think you could have made the animals a lot more appealing and not as destructive, but you just went that route anyway.
All
Oh,
right.
I could have released the giant corgis that love belly rubs, but no, hummingbird and cicada. Here we go.
What do you do for a week? If everybody else is out there fucking stuff up for a week in the fall, do you do something for a week?
He's an elevated mortal. What's he up to? I think he's getting ready for prime time season, which in his world is autumn. I think he's just getting that's kind of his preparation. He doesn't really worry too much about the other seasons. They're kind of on autopilot, but he wants autumn nice and autumny for everyone.
All right.
He wants lots of gourds. He wants gourds everywhere.
Loves
I think
gourds.
I think his area looks like that in over the garden wall, like the
That's what I
pumpkin
was
village.
thinking.
Yeah.
What a wonderful harvest.
I think he's like looks like that guy.
Skeleton people walking around with pumpkins on their heads.
Yeah.
This party.
What is the magical creature of winter?
Of winter.
It's gonna be like a moose or something.
I think a polar bear. I think we're gonna go polar bear.
What does the polar bear want when he's out of food?
Well, unfortunately, you can't satiate him with just regular food. So he's just a nightmare to deal with.
A nightmare that
So it's like the
cannot
creature from the
be
Terror.
satiated.
Yeah. You can't satiate the polar bear. The polar bear wants blood no matter what.
He just wants blood.
So are you the god of seasons or the god of blood? I think we got the wires crossed here.
Hey,
Hey, he's nice in the fall.
Blood
The
for
fall?
blood god.
the fall's great. It's all for the fall.
All right. Okay, so that's it for the season. So a well-organized cult, a impactful cult.
Yeah, I think it's like Pumpkinhead cult. Like it's not skeletons like the same, but like it's people wearing like pumpkins, gourds, and things like that. Everyone just trying to.
What kind of
make the
people go to this holy order?
Do they have apple orchards?
Yes, they got apple orchards there. They're bobbing for apples all the time.
Oh man,
Sweaters.
sounds like a hoot.
Sweaters, yes, sweater weather. We got cider.
They need their pumpkin spice lattes. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Cannon.
Pumpkin
Can-
spice lattes. All right.
And I think it's just regular people that they're celebrating the end of the harvest. They're celebrating kind of that thing. They don't necessarily
How do they feel about the hummingbird?
No, they hate him. They hate everything else about the god, the
Is
demigod.
it like a,
seasons.
is it like a cult of Cthulhu thing where it's like you worship solely so you will be killed first and not
Yeah.
after?
Yeah. I think his worship is like highly like discouraged by people to encourage this behavior. But yeah, he's kind of a demigod of madness kind of thing. He's just a sick fuck who
I
loves
would imagine
fall.
that the fall would be considered the time that everybody goes a little crazy.
Yeah.
All right, and we're calling them the Pumpkinhead cult.
Yeah, Pumpkinheads.
And so because they're an order, they're going to exist for like thousands of years.
Yeah.
A lot of other people have told me how they imagine it'll change. How do you think the cult will change over like 2,000 years?
I think over the generations, and at first it was like farmers that were like kind of just like happy to like be safe throughout the seasons, like survived, their harvest survived, everything like that. And then eventually it's like a death cult basically that's kind of worshiping this antagonistic deity, and they're just fully enthralled in the madness of it.
All right.
They'll be very hostile and very scary to deal with.
What's their name, and then who was the mortal they were that got them elevated?
That's a good question. Their name is Grisham.
Grisham?
Yeah,
That's good.
and that was their mortal name, Grisham, and then their god name is the Harvester.
Another agrarian.
That sounds like
society.
sounds like a late Raw era style wrestler right
The
there.
Harvester.
The Harvester.
Yeah, the
Fought
Harvester.
Kane at WrestleMania 2001. All right, what was Grisham?
Now,
Why-
Kane
why-
and Harvester would be tag team partners.
Harvester, I'm a calling you out.
I think Grisham had written the most accurate Farmer's Almanac of all time, and that's kind of what
I
got
think
him.
Coldwell would get along with his ass.
Yeah, I think that's what got his attention by like the god of madness and time. Is he just wanted him to understand like there's no order to this thing. It's just
Yeah.
kind of.
All right, we got the Harvester locked in. We got the Pumpkinhead cult, which I'm excited about. All right, moving on to number 7. Andrew, you're up again. Andrew, roll me a D4.
3.
Child of a god, you are a demigod that was born a demigod. You are the direct offspring of one of the gods in the pantheon. Go ahead and roll it.
So a 10.
Yeah.
8.
Cardis, you are the son of Cartis, which
Daughter.
means you are also going to be Enya's sister. So your sister,
Okay, cool.
your sister is Hessa's god Enya, and your
So I'm a demigod. My sister's a fucking god.
yeah,
That sucks,
Yeah.
dude. I'm sorry.
yeah, dude.
It's okay. Let me cook.
All right. Origin, child of a god, Cartis. Sister is Enya. Okay. All right, let's roll on your domain. Go ahead and roll me a d12.
10.
Twilight. All right, let's grab Twilight here. Did I go back? Yeah.
Oh shit, Twilight's kind of works with what I wanted to do.
You rule over the divine domain of twilight, dusk, and dawn. In this ambiguous time between light and dark, you carved out a plane of existence for yourself and for the magical creatures that populate it. What is this realm of twilight? Who are these magical creatures that live within it? So you're basically getting your own kind of Feywild equivalent. That will be a sort of plane of existence that permeates the whole world. That the rules are basically yours to dictate. And then you're going to decide what magical creatures you kind of have from that. Now, if we could do your trait real quick, go ahead and roll me another d12.
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we already got it. Secret paradise. Your demigod rarely ever ventures outside of his secret small paradise. What is
that
your...
kind of goes with the realm anyway. So
yeah, what is your paradise, and what blessing do mortal visitors to it receive? All right, here. Okay. All right. So you are the child of Cardus, the god of fire. Your sister is the god of nothingness, the child of Cardus as well. Enya, you rule over the domain of twilight, and you have a secret paradise somewhere on Earth. So let's
nice.
go through these real quick. What are your thoughts, Andrew?
Okay, so what do you want me to start with?
Let's start with the plane of existence. All right.
So I have this idea. This kind of all kind of intertwines with each other. This is a place called Celadon Hospice. Like Celadon, like the color.
All right.
It's on like a peninsula. In sort of a beachy area, like the
plane of existence is like the Feywild. So
I
that
know, but I'm describing what it looks like.
oh, okay.
This is how it appears to be.
This is canon.
So it kind of is shaped like an island, like you know how like Tortuga looks, or like certain like islands like are shaped almost like a jungle dome.
Yeah.
Very dense. And then at night there's like bioluminescent plants that glow, so it's dotted with lights, so it kind of reflects like the night sky. And so that's where she lives with like her followers and the creatures.
All right. What are some of the traits? Is the world different when you're in this? How does it are you only able to enter it during twilight? Like, what are the rules for this plane of existence? Once you're in
I would say at twilight or at just nighttime, you are able to enter.
All right, and with how it looks, would you be able to tell that it's different from the material world while you're in it?
Yeah, I think there's sort of a calming hum in the backdrop of everything, like a frequency you can't put your finger down on. The light looks different. It would almost, I mean, it's dreamlike, kind of like the Feywild would be, but...
So the rules for the Feywild in this one, the Feywild is like a blue and pink swamp world. Also, when you die, if you're a good guy, you go to the Feywild.
It's awesome.
I think this is different. I think this has like... So what I pictured with... to kind of like put it all together, this demigod, we'll say her name is Nulera, Nulera. She has something called the Olive Magi, and they're astronomers. And what they do is they make these special telescopes that only they can make. They make it from the chromatic sands from the beaches, and that's how they make the lenses. And their arms and hands are all stained with chromatic colors from working with these sands, including hers. And they can see and study celestial bodies no one else knows about or can see. It's custom for them to cover one eye with it's like a fabric. And the other eye is large and appears with like opal sort of chromatic colors.
Can you see like the sky and stars and stuff like that while you're in the plane of existence?
Yes.
Okay.
And you might be able to see different bodies that you can't see in the normal world. Kind of a shift. Like
Right.
Here they're visible from the naked eye. But they use these special telescopes. And they wear like indigo and scarlet colored robes.
Are these your magical creatures?
Well, I think there's like sort of human types that are her followers as well, the astronomers. But they also have servants that are they're like binturongs, like a bear cat, and they kind of walk upright.
Seems a lot more chill than her sister.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a demigod, but you know, I think I had to. This is what I said when I had to like. This is the opposite of beautiful bistro.
All right. Is your secret paradise that kind of island peninsula you were describing?
Yeah. Celadon Hospice, I think, in general, like that's the realm, but also that's the name of the place where she lives with all them.
Celadon Hospice. How is Celadon Hospice in the is Celadon Hospice in the material world at all, or is it only within her little dimension?
I think it may appear in a place in the world as like a mirage, but when you try to reach it, it's not there. Like you could see in the distance the shape of it and everything, and once you go there, it's just nothing.
What'd you say? The Benturongs? What are those?
Yeah, like a binturong, a bear cat. You ever see those?
No. How do I spell Benturong?
Just search bear cat, or just type bear cat because they're also called that.
Oh, I get what you mean. Oh, okay, yeah.
These are awesome.
Oh,
looking.
yeah.
That rocks.
Do they have any? Do they have like twilight coloring? Are they like purple blue or anything like that?
Yeah, maybe like sort of a periwinkle hue.
All right. Okay. All right. So, do you want to just give a short lore reason of why you're a demigod and your sister's a god?
I think I don't think Adulera wanted the responsibility of being a god, but also this is kind of even better because you're just in this in-between place that's like calm and you just learn secrets that others don't know about. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. All right. So she gets her own little, basically, bubble. She gets her own little bubble that really she gets kind of protect herself from. Anything else you want to add on to Lara? What's she look like?
Like I described, like she kind of dresses the same as her followers, all the same. Chromatic, like stained arms, looks pretty humanoid. Probably fair-skinned. Can't really get a good look of her to see how old or young she is. Just sort of ethereal in general.
All right. Okay. Next up, Nick. I think that's all of them, right?
Yo.
We got the Secret Paradise. We got all that stuff ready to go. Okay. Nick, roll me a D4 for your next demigod.
D4 coming right up, and that is a 4.
Magical creature. You are a demigod created by a god. Go ahead and roll me a d10.
D10. We got a 4.
4 is going to be Ein Sof again. So you are going to have the same boss.
I think you're going to say Einstein. And you're Einstein's son.
All right. So you were created by Ein Sof, who is the god of air, madness, and time. He's probably the most inhuman god. You know?
Okay.
Him and Zoth are considered like really have no human feelings.
Okay.
All right, so we have that set. Let's go ahead and roll a d12 for the domain. Actually, I think I can do a d10.
Well, wait, did you say D10 or D12?
Just do a d12. I'll make you re-roll if we get another one.
5.
Love.
Oh, all right.
Demigod of love. All right. Let me get this down here. You rule over the domain of love, lust, and passion. Ooh. As a gift to the mortal realm, you created a beautiful species of animal or plant and delivered it to the people. You are known to show great interest in mortals, and you are known to bless those who best exemplify love, and to curse those who treat love callously. What gift did you bring to the mortals and why? And in what way did you bless and curse mortals? And before we do that, let's do the last trait. Roll me a d12.
D12. You got a 3.
3. Okay, 1, 2. Divine weapon. This demigod either crafted or had a weapon crafted from a part of them. This weapon is imbued with the divine energy of the demigod and contains massive power. What is this weapon and how was it created? All right.
Okay.
That's a pretty good combo. I think this is a...
Yeah.
So you are a god of love. You are not a person. You have never been a person. You were created artificially to administer over the domain of love. So I obviously based the, like, kind of my idea on a god of love is like Cupid.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to go to that at all. But what are you thinking? You have a...
I'm definitely not. I'm going weird with it. So I'm created by the god of madness and air, right?
Yeah. The god of madness,
Okay.
air, and time said, nobody's looking after love. I'm going to make somebody to watch out over love.
Well, I don't think he did it with good intentions,
Yeah.
because so this is so I'm like a creature, or is it like a beast, or is it like just a thing?
So
like,
you could be a dragon, you could be a giant, you could be anything, really.
Oh,
All that
okay.
matters is that you were artificially created. You could be a golem.
So I'm actually thinking I'm like a squid-like thing, with kind of with like the tentacle. You can never really tell how many tentacles that this creature has. Like, it seems to just be shifting in and out, and the tentacles, even if it's just sitting on a solid surface, still can reach through whatever it's on. It's just always moving. It's always like leering, basically. And
this is the scariest fucking god yet. You did the god of love with tentacles?
yeah. Like I said, I'm going weird with it.
I've seen some movies like this.
But yeah, and so it created basically a bunch of little tiny versions of itself to just send out into the world to like observe what it believed love to be, because it didn't really know what it was when it came into existence. And then the problem is it saw all the bad stuff with love, like the abuse, the gaslighting, everything like that, along with the good. So it kind of considers all of that to be in its domain. What were the other ones? What were the other ones I had to do?
So you have to come up with a common species. So is that going to be little squids?
Yes.
Little beautiful squids?
Yes. They do have like the big adorable eyes. Like it's got, you know, like the like, oh, look at it, it's adorable, even though it's
And
gross.
they're little squids that want to go observe love.
Yes.
Who are you to judge?
Are we talking like bedroom or like just like a first date?
I think everything applies. I think like romance as well as, right?
Yeah, so it's lust, it's romance, it's like it sees no difference in the idea of somebody holding open a door for their date and somebody like physically abusing a longtime partner. Like in this thing's eyes, it sees no difference in that.
It's horrifying.
All right. Okay. So, what blessing does it give to mortals that it thinks represent love in the best way?
I think it would be kind of a madness, almost.
A madness?
Like, is it? Yeah, like it's because you know that's what everybody says. It's like everybody acts stupid when they're in love, and so it's like it bestows upon them basically just lapses of judgment to do dumb, awful things in the name of just like not sleeping alone that night.
So that's the blessing?
Yes, that's the blessing.
Blesses people to have lapses of judgment?
And it just makes you dumber. Kind of just makes you dumber, so you put up with somebody else.
Just sleep with her.
Just blesses people so that there can be more love in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
just go sleep with her.
People are blinded by like being horny and trying to get ass all the time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So it's a god. It's a demigod of love that just. It's like, okay, I know I'm doing a good job as a god of love as long as like people are getting ass.
Yeah, along with other stuff. Yeah.
So he's blessing people and just said. So what would the curse be, and what people would this demigod curse? Also, what's the name of the little squid species?
I don't know. I got to think on that one.
Yeah.
I'm open to recommendations. But sorry. So the curse and what people would curse? I think.
Can I call him Sweetie Fish?
Squishmallows? Squishmallows?
Squishmallows?
I like the squishmallows.
Are those boobs?
Okay. I think it would curse. God, I can't think of anything. Is there like a specific like race that we're wanting to like talk about? Like, is there like bird people that don't believe in monogamy or something? Like, or
well, okay. Let's go to the mortal races section. Wait, hold on. Actually, I don't want to show. Wait, I can just pull it up in a new one. That way I don't have to. Yeah, it won't show up on stream. All right, let me pull up the list of races so far. There is a race that is going to come up today, so we can just have you curse them ahead of time if you want.
am I allowed to know anything about them?
We are going to make them. We can just hold off on your curse until that race comes up, and then we can do them at the same time.
I think. Well, all right. So here, the curse is basically. The curse is just like stone solid logic. Like it's just like the ability, just basically like to be the least like romantic feeling, least lust, least like just basically just you are a human robot basically at that point.
You lose passion. You lose all passion.
Yes. Yeah, and not just for like your love life, but I mean like you don't know how to draw anymore. You don't know how to sculpt. You don't know how to cook good food, like. And
you can't even really feel that bad about it.
No, because like that's an emotion that is like anger is.
Probably makes people great at fucking fighting. God, that would make you a fucking great business person. Great.
Yeah. You get a lot done. You just never get laid.
All right. Your squid man either wields or a weapon was created from his body. What is the divine weapon? 100%, I'd say if you're a squid, you can wield a sword or a bow and arrow. I don't give a shit.
I kind of like the idea of like the Cupid bow and arrow.
I really like the
But I
idea of a
almost want
fucking
to-
squid with a bow and arrow. It's so fucking
I
good.
do really like the idea. Yeah, so let's go with it's a bow and arrow. It has been the string on it has been crafted from one of his own like tentacles, and it's what do we want it to do when he hits somebody with it? I mean, the standard idea is like, oh, that person then falls in love or something like that. But I think
It's like fucking.
I would say actually, it's
puts him in
kind
a
of I kind of want to go
second
something
puberty.
like, ooh, yeah, let's go with that. Actually, I do like that.
When hit
It basically,
by an arrow, you go through a second puberty.
you basically get more hormones. You get more
You get
like
more
so. It actually kind of turns the person into like a borderline like savage bestial
Yeah.
freak.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Someone said in the chat earlier, but like gods have just been awful for this planet in general.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the one thing, there's no real straight up evil gods, and there's no real straight up good gods.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
want the name
it's
of
kinda
this
like
bow?
a-
What does this bow look like?
Terrifying. Like a gnarled, like floral kind of look to it.
Floral, yeah.
And then, like I said, part of his and one of his tentacles is attached at the two ends, and that's how he fires it. And it's just constantly kind of moving, like it's just never really sitting still.
What was the god he was associated with?
Ein Sof.
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the
You
name
can't
of
really
the
make a
squid?
god of love.
Yeah. It's the most alien god of love, which is perfect.
It was created by what was the guy's name? Onsoft.
Yeah.
Um,
EIN space SOF.
okay.
Didn't that god? Wasn't it just like a prism of light too?
Yeah,
Like,
it was a prism of weather.
It's also
Yeah, that's
pretty.
right.
It's also pretty like alien to like what people do, sort of like this god. So it kind of makes sense. Like
yeah.
Einsof observes, but
Yeah.
it just like doesn't get so much.
It's
shit.
not necessarily understanding.
It doesn't get it.
Let's go with
understands
let's go with an inverse of that god's name. So Einsoft, let's go with Fusnai.
Fusnai. All right.
Good stuff.
All right. I like the squid god of love a lot. All right. Anything else we want to talk like with the squid stuff? A color? Just a bunch of tentacles? Like any other descriptions? Or are you good on them?
It's a dark red. It's like a crimson red color. Like I said, there's this countless amount of like tentacles that are constantly just fading in and out of reality. No mouth. It does not communicate. Like it does not talk. It just observes and interacts in terrible ways.
Yeah.
In the name of love.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I really like that one. Fusnai. We got him in. Who's next? Oki, you're up.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me for your origin a d4.
I got a 3.
You are a child of a god. Roll me a
Oh my
d10.
God.
Let's go.
7.
Czar, you are Elliot's child. I will note
Ooh.
for lore's sake, Czar and Cardis used to date, and they have a what TJ described to me as a Elaine and Jerry Seinfeld style relationship.
So could he be from the union of, or this god be from the union of that?
Yes, he could. All right, let's grab that one. We are doing origin here. Czar. All right, you're the child of Czar. Go ahead and roll me a. I think I can have you roll a D. How many are left? Which one did I do? All right, roll me a. Just get rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll me a D8.
D8. A 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ambition. All right, let me grab that one for you. You rule over the divine domain of ambition, determination, and want. You created a powerful magical artifact and cast it into dark places. Eventually, a mortal found this, and he used its power to become a great and powerful ruler. What is this magical artifact, and who is this ambitious mortal? So you're going to basically create an artifact that sets off a favored mortal who is going to create a kingdom.
Okay.
All right, and then your trait. So go ahead and roll me a d8. I believe there should be 8 left.
2.
2. Famous Slayer. You killed an enormous magical creature that had been terrorizing the countryside, and you were widely celebrated for it. What magical creature did you kill, and why?
Okay.
All right, so to recap, what do we got? We got that you are the child of a god. You are the child of Zar. You rule
Can you
over.
remind me what the Czar...
Zar is the goddess of light, healing, and order. Zar's role in the world is to operate the sun, which is basically a big lamp that only she knows how to run. She guides it through the night sky.
Was Czar the steampunk one?
Yeah, Zar. And then Kartus was the guy you were saying would be your dad. And his job is to run a big furnace at the center of the earth that turns people's souls into other stuff. All right, so we have all that stuff set. Do you have anything, or do you want to start with the magical artifact first?
Let's start with the magical artifact.
So this is very vague. It's completely up to you. All that matters is you created a very powerful magical artifact and then put it into the world and somebody found it.
So we got the sun that has only they know how to. It's a lamp basically.
Mm-hmm.
How about the on-off switch, the light switch? It would be the magical artifact. A way to permanently turn off the sun if one wanted to.
Severian could have used one of those, know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
Turn
right.
that shit back on, you know what I mean?
So it's pretty powerful. You can just turn the lights off into the world. All right.
Turn the lights off in the world, and that's why they're kind of
You're trying to sleep.
they're in charge of guarding it, basically.
Okay. A mortal got his way, found it. How did the mortal find it? And who was the mortal? This is going to be like a Julius Caesar level ambitious figure.
I think some sort of like a vampire emperor of some sort, like a vampire king that had like a court.
There aren't rules for vampires yet. Please tell me how vampires work right now.
Vampires.
What? You sounded so distraught with that.
Tell me exactly everything that vampires do.
Vampires do not suck blood. They eat fat out of people. They're like fat vampires.
The hell?
Does that mean
you were about to say they eat ass?
do they,
The only way to properly kill them is with sunlight. Everything else, like the traditional methods, like stakes to the heart, all that stuff, it's just kind of annoying or might disable them for a time, but you need to keep them out in like full sunlight to permanently kill them.
So a vampire found the light switch and he can control whether. So I would imagine that would be incredibly powerful for a vampire.
It's very distressing. Yeah.
What's this guy's name? What's his deal?
Okay, Count. We're gonna start with Count.
That's a good start.
Count Okerman.
Does he kill people when he eats their fat?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
It's not good.
It's not like vampires where they can feed and they stay alive.
No.
Feeding
It's
on people kills.
it's a gross.
Just
it's
getting
it's
yellow
really
all over
gross.
you, yellow fat all over you.
It's so disgusting to look at.
How do you make other people vampires? Can you?
Through like a ceremony of some sort, like a kind of unholy ceremony, but it's not through the traditional like you get bit by one, you turn into one.
Okay. How did vampires start?
And Gulaki makes a great point. Do they get fatter as they eat? Yes, they get so fat. They get insanely huge.
So, like, if you're friends with a vampire, but you don't know he's a vampire, and they just ate, they'll be like 40 pounds heavier, or like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They never really come back from it either. They just keep getting fatter and fatter and fatter.
So at the end of it, they're like the computer guy in Blade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Fatter until they look like the computer guy in Blade. All right. So sunlight's the only way to kill them. They're made through ceremony. They eat fat. I think that's really all. Other than who did you create vampires? Who created vampires?
I don't think. No, I'm not sure who would have created. Is there like a Twilight god or something like that? I don't know.
The Twilight demigod is the guy Andrew made, Nalera.
No, that didn't seem right for them. I think they're just part of the world. Maybe some like
innately they were here before the god.
Do we have an undead god? Is there an undead god?
Hessa's god is also the god of undead.
Could maybe that be some relation to that? Because also wouldn't Hessa's god also be related to them?
Yeah, so Hessa's god would be related. Hessa's god, the undead were basically like magic lesbians that had
so we have
shadows separated.
We
from
were
themselves.
talking about something called the Unsatisfier earlier.
Yeah.
Could this maybe whatever curse of the Unsatisfier maybe was spread to these and created these kind of vampires of some sort? It's like something about the Unsatisfier ritual ceremony, like their position. Eventually,
we can make that work really easy.
Yeah.
I don't want to. In terms,
don't need to nail it down all the details.
Yeah, we're just gonna have it the curse of the Unsatisfier related to it.
The curse of the Unsatisfier is more
I like
than
that.
enough, I think.
What was the name of the mortal?
Count. Let me look up something real quick. German chocolate brand.
Count Toblerone.
Count Shogatten. Schogetten.
SCHO?
Getten.
Count Shogatten. All right. Is he handsome? Is he cool? Is he strong? What's he good at?
He's huge. He's very fat, but he's very handsome too. He's got like a beautiful, kind of like a Chad face, classic Chad face. But
so like a James Gandolfini style.
I think his face is like it doesn't like match the rest of his like 400+ pound body.
Yeah, his face doesn't gain fat.
The face doesn't get any fat. It's like perfect, beautiful vampire face, the traditional.
And what does he want? What does this vampire really want? What does he really truly want?
Absolute. He wants his court and family to be left alone, and that's why he I think he uses the light switch as like his like
a deterrent.
Yeah, a deterrent. Yeah, exactly. A nuclear deterrent. Like, if you guys start fucking with me too much, I'm gonna turn the damn sun off. Yeah. Deal with that.
All right. Okay. All right. So we got him. We have the magical artifact. We still don't have a lot of stuff on your god other than the light switch. Do you want to do the famous Slayer
I think they're a very small, gentle child. I think that's kind of what they look like. They were not very. They're kind of like a. They're like a classic like son that's like a son that's like locked in the basement for generations, and they don't get any sun. They're kind of. They were in charge of this very important job, and now they failed, and they're a punished god. They're wearing a hoodie. They got like a big hoodie on.
Are you saying Cardus is your dad?
Yes, yeah.
Child of Czar and Cardus. How are they
They're eternally like in a detention, like in perpetual punishment. Grounded would be a word.
eternally grounded? All right.
For
But
letting vampires get the
you-
light switch.
you may have fucked up, but at some point you killed an enormous magical creature and people still love you for it. What was the enormous magical creature that your demigod killed?
That's a great question. I think it's like,
Think like Tarask level power.
yeah, I think it was in like when the Count Shogotten like stole the light switch, they were able to take out I think they have like some sort of giant like what do they call it? Like a mosquito type of thing, like a Godzilla sized mosquito that they were using to assault wherever the light switch was being held, and they were able to finally put it down.
All right. I like the idea of just a enormous. There's a lot of terrifying like flying things.
Yeah, I think like
Jumanji.
tiny flying things, and if you make them big, they're just all horrifying.
Yeah.
Like any little flying thing, if you make it like the size of a jet or something, it's terrifying.
And what's the name of this god, Oki?
The name of this god is. We got Czar. We got
Czar. We got Cardus as your parents.
Let's go. I'm gonna be lazy. We're gonna go Zartas. So Zartas. They split the difference, and like they both wanted the kid named after them, but
Yeah, they
split
thought this kid's gonna be great. We're gonna have this great life, and then they're just this shit ain't working out.
and they lock the kid in the basement.
Yeah, all right, you're in charge of the light switch. I'm very busy. It's also because like Cardus is like just a piece of shit deadbeat who's like. All right, to the next one, top of the order. Andrew, you're up again with the 10th demigod.
These are the last gods?
We have 6 left.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 6 left. Try to rapidly go through these. Andrew, roll me a d4.
4.
You are a magical creature. Roll me a d10.
4.
You were created by Ein Sof.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, he's created most of the demigod. He's created 3, I think.
He came here. He's been working.
It's canon. All right, you were created by Ein Sof as a magical creature. Roll me a d8 for the domain.
Another 4. Great.
I'm just going to keep doing what the next one would be, and the 4th one would be thieves. So this is the demigod of thieves.
Okay.
So put this down here. All right, you rule over the divine domain of thieves, cheats, and conspiracies. In one age, you created an important tavern, inn, or cafe that thieves were able to operate with immense success out of. What guild, company, or organization were operating out of here, and what was the bar called? Andrew, this is going to be the 2nd tavern you created in this universe.
That's true. Well, the bathhouse is a little bit more than a tavern, I'll tell you.
Elliot,
lifestyle.
yeah. Oh, I get, yeah. Elliot also created a tavern that is just the bar at the end of the world that shows up like a mirage. All right. So next would be another D8 for your trait. Well, your trait as a demigod would be.
So D8.
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 Yeah.
Oh, 8.
8, 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're all the way to the end here. Your demigod is a collector of rare and exotic items. One magical artifact is the prize of his collection. What is it? So you're a collector. Your demigod collects a lot of junk. But you have one that's incredibly powerful, which makes sense for a god of thieves. All right, so you are a magical creature created by Einsoft. Your domain is thieves, and you are a curator. All right. Do you have any thoughts off the top of your head, or do you want to start working through the document?
Okay, so this guy he runs a criminal network, like a whispers network, obviously, through this tavern.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tavern called the Loopy Broad.
Tavern is called the Loopy Broad. All right. Tell me about the Loopy Broad.
All kinds of shysters come in there, sleazeballs, scumbags, thieves, cheats, betrayers, shady motherfuckers in general, rogues.
Pills, they're doing pills. A lot of gambling
goes on there, illegal card games, illegal craps games, illegal games of war, the card game, illegal games of Go Fish. The owner in the demigod is a homunculi. He's a little man, and he's pickled, and he's in a jar.
Is the jar open, or is it closed, and he can kind of talk?
Sealed.
Okay, who is pickled?
His name is Mumble.
In a jar.
I love that name.
Mumble. All right, how does he talk? Can you hear him through the jar?
Yeah, but sometimes he has to, you gotta get close, because it's a little muffled.
Yeah.
He's carried around by a brick shithouse of a man. He's like a D&D version of Krang almost in a certain form. The man his bodyguard that carries around is named Swanson the Stupid. And the most prized possession of all of his artifacts and trinkets, doodads, baubles, and what have you, is a perfect diamond.
It's lovely.
What does the thief want more than a perfect giant diamond gemstone?
How big are we talking?
Oh, like a softball.
What does he do with it?
Adores it.
How's he
cherishes it? What the fuck else do you do with the diamond? You look at it and go, oh, I love my diamond.
Is it the Pink Panther?
The diamond?
Yeah.
No, it's his diamond.
Is it a white diamond? Pure white?
Yeah. It's classic diamond. No blue, no yellow bullshit. No Hope Diamond bullshit.
No, that rap diamond bullshit. Real fucking diamonds.
He just calls it like Mumble's diamond, or people call it that.
Does it have any
power?
He
calls it his diamond. People call it Mumble. I would say like an insane amount of value is power, right?
Yeah. Is it the most valuable thing? It's just insane.
Yeah. It's like priceless, basically.
Has anyone tried to steal it?
Oh, of course.
What is this Thieves Guild that he operates? Is it named the Thieves Guild? Does it have a cool name? What is this organization? Are they just there to steal stuff and help each other? Do they have a more noble goal, a more sinister goal? Tell me about the Thieves Guild that is going to be, the important center of thieves.
So it's an underground network called the Doom Channel. It's referred to that because whoever gets caught up in that world, like, they can't get out. They're just stuck in that world forever. You end up owing too many people favors. You owe people money for protection. All kinds of shit.
So what if you're an operative within the Doom Channel? Are you an everyday thief? Are you a spy? What's the angle?
Depends on what needs to be done. If say a king needs a spy master, you can be hired. Or you could be hired by his spy master to assassinate someone, to steal something, to kidnap someone, to find.
So they're not like they're not like a, they're more of underworld than like they don't hide from everybody. Kings know who they are.
Everyone is aware of the Doom channel, but they are very like secretive. You don't know who might be a member in like regular society. There are some that are just outright thieves that people just know are like. If you're a thief, like you're associated with the Doom channel.
It's cool to have a demigod that has like a job. I like
Yeah.
He's like a crime boss.
Yeah.
And he's a little man in a jar.
He's got things to do.
Why did Einstein create him?
Einsof was interested in the treachery of men. So Mumble is very clever, manipulative, and he's perfect for being a crime boss.
Like Einsof sounds like a brand of software too.
Yeah.
Like
All right. We have the giant diamond. We have Mumble. Is there any other details you want to say about Mumble at this time, Andrew?
Nope. We'll just keep it rolling. Keep
All
it
right.
fast.
Keep it rolling. Nick, coming around to you. Roll me a D4.
D4 coming right up. And that would be a 3.
Child of a god. We got all the Nepo babies in at the end. Thank God.
Finally.
Makes it a little more interesting. When I was doing like the relationship roles, like 25% of the roles were to be related, and like we got like almost none of them. All right. So we have the origin child of a god. Roll me a D10, please, Nick, to see who you are the child of.
All right. Let's go with number 1.
Murtu, you are the child of the god of death.
Oh shit.
Sick.
All right. You're also the only child of the head of the pantheon at this point. So let's figure out what your domain would be. Roll me a D8. I don't think we have that many left. I might have to go to a D6 soon.
D8.
It's getting
That would
tough.
be a 3.
Prophecy.
Awesome.
All right. So, the only son of Murtu, the god of death, you are in charge of prophecy. You rule over the divine domain of prophecy, fate, and a third one I forgot to write. You know of a fated location of immense importance, but you don't know why it is important. But you know who will know, a fated prophet who will show up in one age to warn everyone about it. So, let's figure out your trait and then go back to those. So when I say like the famous prophet, like you're making Paul the Baptist.
Okay.
Or somebody who figured the shit out. And they're going to be right. The one thing I want to say, they're going to be right.
Okay.
All right, how many we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That can't be right. Did I do that right? Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, roll me a D6.
D6. Oops. That would be a 6.
All right, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your demigod is known amongst the other demigods as particularly powerful, but you have a prominent vulnerability. What is your weakness, and what is the source of your strength? This is Achilles' heel. So you have an Achilles heel of some sort. You are considered stronger than a lot of the other demigods. The other demigods probably wouldn't mess with you, but you do have like a powerful weakness.
Okay.
All right, so let's run through it. God damn it, I hate how it does that. Let's run through it here. You're the child of Murtu. The first thing we want to decide is the fated place. So basically, I'm just going to say what my intention is. You don't know what's going to happen here, but you know the location of the final boss fight of the whole campaign.
Okay.
So you're going to tell me where the final boss fight of the last campaign will be held. And that is the location.
Okay. Is the location? Do I know the name of the location? Because I had an idea pop in my head.
Yes,
And I
you
just
know
didn't
the name of
describe.
it. You know the name of it. You know everything
Okay.
about this, except you don't know what's going to happen here.
Okay. Okay. It's in an area called the Black Tentacle. What I'm seeing in my head is kind of like a twilight sky with upside down black pyramid coming down from the sky just inches above, touching like the desert sand.
Okay. So you see an area called the Black Tentacle as a twilight sky. What's like?
It's a pinnacle.
Oh, the Black Pinnacle.
Like-
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
is this place currently on the material realm, or are you seeing it from somewhere else? Is this place, if just from the prehistoric era, would it exist there?
This place does not exist yet.
This place does not exist yet, but it will.
It will, yes.
But it will by the time the event happens. All right. You don't know. You were blinded on one element of fate, but you know somebody else who does know that there is a fated prophet who will show up, is written in Destiny, and you know it. Roll me a 1d4 to let me know when that prophet's going to show up.
1d4 and 1.
The prophet that is going to know the result of the final campaign is going to show up in the first campaign.
Hope we write it down.
Well, really what's going to happen is in between now and then, I'm going to roll some stuff to see if people paid attention or not. All right. Who is this prophet? What's his name? What does he act like? I'm going to have to write a campaign, so don't, if you're going to say what he's afraid of, be vague.
Okay. I would say kind of like he's definitely not all with it. He is kind of the mumbling, crazy prophet, where you're just like, oh, you do dismiss him pretty quick.
Any kind of weird things he's doing? Any kind of unique features? Is he naked? Like, what's his deal?
He's got the he's old, seems older, shock white beard, bald, has a bunch of like weird runes, kind of not runes, but like carvings across his entire body. They are clearly been there for a long time.
What's his name?
Good question. Tettle.
Tedith?
Tettle. Tettle.
Tettle. Tettle the Prophet.
Good name.
Yep.
All right. So Tettle's going to know what's up. Tettle is going to be cursed with being 100% right 2,000 years too early. So we'll see how he reacts to that. I'm excited for that one. Okay. Now the final thing is your Achilles heel. So you're powerful, but you have a weakness. So tell us what your strength is and what your weakness is.
I would say the strength is with the prophecy. It's like there's a character in Warhammer 40K that gets thrown into this like well of eternity, and he comes out with two heads, and basically like one head knows exactly what's going to happen in the future, the other head remembers everything that happened in the past, but it cannot focus on the here and now.
Oh.
So I would say similar to that, to where it's like my guy, he's constantly seeing flashes from the future. He knows of the people who know what is going to happen, but he can never give you like a straight answer, nor can really ever be present in the moment. He's not completely sure what part of the timeline he's experiencing.
He can see the people who can see clearly.
Yeah, but he himself cannot actually like really even comprehend where he's at half the time because he's not sure at what part of it that what part of the timeline he's experiencing.
All right, what's your weakness?
Oh, that was the weakness. Sorry.
But I'm talking
like,
about like boss battle red button weakness, like Achilles heel. Like you get me there.
Okay. So the weakness. I mean, honestly, like he's the biggest weakness of him is that he can't even kind of like he could see so many things happening at once, but you could really just sneak up on him and stab him and kill him.
He's not very aware in the moment.
He's not aware. He's not in the moment. He is. I mean, like you could just if the gods wanted to, they could just walk and like just cut his throat, but they don't do it because he doesn't really present any problems or anything like that. There's no rivalry or anything with him because he's barely of his own agents.
What's his relationship with his dad like? He's the only child of the guy who just showed up and said, "I'm in charge," and no one was able to question him.
I would say almost non-existent, if I'm being honest. Like, he's just basically like, obviously he sees a lot of stuff in the future with his dad being involved in it, but I mean, he barely even he can't comprehend basic stuff like familiarity because of like how his brain works. So I would say, yeah, non-existent. Like he acknowledges, he knows that's his dad, but as far as like what are they going to do, play catch? He's constantly seeing and living. Hey, want to go throw the ball around? No, I'm seeing everyone die right now.
Yeah. And your dad's the god of death, so it's not like, you honestly, if it's the god of prophecy and the god of death, that's two of the most severe kind of responsibilities.
If anybody does need just time to just sit back and throw the ball around, it's those two.
Yeah.
That's the real tragedy. It'll never actually happen.
What's the name?
We're gonna go kind of like to stick it with the Warhammer theme. So Tetch is the god of information and madness. We're gonna go. Now let's do. Ooh, I had something and I lost it. Let's do. So there was Tettle was the prophet. Let's go with Zettel is the name of this guy.
Zettel, the son of Murtu. All right.
Yep.
The god of prophecy. All right. We got him then. All right. Let's see. I got 5 left. It's 4:30 now. I think I'm just going to do Oki, your last one, and then just call it there for today, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool with me.
Yeah, and then I'll figure out the last ones whenever, because I think in order for us to finish it out, it might take us all the way to 5, and I don't want to be sitting here for 3 hours. All right, let's jump. Let's do the last of. We're gonna have to continue the last 4 demigods before we do the next ones, but I don't think that'll be a problem. Oki. All right. Let's go ahead and roll a d4.
I got a magical creature, 4.
4 magical creature. All right, go ahead and roll me a relation with the d10.
3.
Coldwell. Coldwell. All right. Finally, Andrews, guys.
That's what's up.
You were created by Coldwell. All right. And then, let's see here. Going to do magical creature, Coldwell. All right. Let's do that domain. I think I got 6 left. Let's see.
D6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I rolled a 5.
5 is ambition. I forgot to mark that out. Roll again. Just roll again.
5 again.
Roll again.
I literally rolled 5 3
Just
times
roll
in a row.
again. I'm not changing
2.
it.
2.
Chaos! All right.
There we go.
All right. That was a juicy one. All right. So we'll wrap up today on Chaos. We still don't have the fucking God of War.
I wanted.
You know, no one's.
I was
Everyone's
hoping
too
my last
busy.
one. I was hoping I'd get more for my last one, but we'll see what we do.
Yeah, might have to do it next time. All right.
Everyone's too busy for that stuff.
You rule over the divine domain of chaos, change, and discord. In one age, you and your magical creatures, what did I fucking write here? Your magical creature agents into a dark age of chaos. Your magical creatures spark a dark age of chaos. How exactly do you plan to descend society into chaos, and who are your co-conspirators? That will be your magical creatures. All right, let's do your trait if you want to roll me another 6.
Yeah. 1.
Fan favorite.
Everyone loves this guy.
You are incredibly popular amongst the common people, and one of your adventures was one of the first ever recorded pieces of writing. What amazing adventure trial did your demigod triumph over, and what is the name of the famous book about him? All right, so this one you're getting like the Odysseus treatment a little bit. You're very, very highly regarded. Yeah. Agent of chaos still.
I think his since Coldwell's like revenge, I think his reason for chaos is like a revenge against the whole system of gods and everything. I think he's like casting some war against the gods themselves.
And people seem to be interested.
I think like the gods fucking are rough for this world.
Yeah.
They don't really help with anything. They don't really do anything.
This is a very JRPG style world where we want to kill God.
I think a figure that is like against this horrifying pantheon of freaks and perverts is going to be pretty popular.
All right.
I mean, it's actually it's closer to like the Norse gods. Half the Norse gods you pray to just so thunder wouldn't destroy your shaft.
Exactly, yeah. And I think like his war of chaos is like, I'm going to take these guys out for all of us, I think. We're just going to go back to what we used to be getting up to.
So roll me a 1d4. You're going to usher the world into a dark age. We're going to see when that dark age is going to be.
4.
4 is the final campaign. The final campaign, by the way, has 1 golden age and 2 dark ages on it. It's the golden it's the golden age of peace, but it's also going to be like the dark age of disorder and the dark age of disease.
It's going to be up to you when what the order of those are. Too.
Dark age of disorder, 5th and final campaign. All right. So you are going to help usher that in, and during the 5th campaign, you will be a player in it. Your magical creatures are agents of discord, whatever you want those to be. These are creatures that go out and are not interested in the status quo. What are they? What do they look like?
We're going classic devils. We got
devils.
Red skin. We got pitchforks.
So there are demons. Hessa made demons, and demons are all like Hellraiser style pallid gay guys that grow from mushrooms.
No,
They hate women.
And they hate women, and they want cum from mortals.
No, we're not about that. We're about sticking things into cauldrons. We're about.
Okay, are your little guys about waggling their forked tongues?
Yes, waggling, and they got
Thank God.
They got tiny little butts and little
Oh
pigtail.
man.
Pigtails.
Are they constantly losing golden fiddles at crossroads too?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, the Bosch painting of the classic devils just going.
It was so funny how like Bosch's stuff was like, oh, this is the most terrifying creatures in the world, and it was like a fish with like a beak smacking some people's little booties. Like just spanking their little bare butts. And it's like, this is hell. And like, all right, Bosch.
And
You say so, man.
I can't imagine anything worse than a cat on a unicycle whipping
Bosch is
somebody.
fucking crazy, dude. That's awesome, dude. Awesome painting, dog.
all the devils, yeah. Some of the devils, like their face is their butt. Like they got a silly world going.
Oh no! Come on, man. Can't be having a face as your butt.
And I think these guys are just very like people love them. People love to see them.
People
I would
kind
love
of
to see a
like these
classic little
devils.
Red devil. I mean, People will say like devil could be this or evil is this. Just give me a
I
little
don't-
red
I don't
devil.
think
Are they evil or are they?
No, I don't think they're like fighting mortals and stuff.
Well, they're
as much.
chaotic rather. They're
They
chaotic.
they are against the gods. They are against like in whatever like mortals that like are like Templars and paladins and stuff. Yeah, they're gonna be fucking their shit up.
What
But
about-
like just regular dudes, they're fine.
Do
with.
they?
They're fine. With
Did the
regular
devil? How
people.
did the devils treat the actual god of chaos?
Oh no, they're cool with him. Like he is the devil god.
Right. Does he look like a devil? Or are you gonna have him look like a devil at all?
Yes. Yeah. He's got a leather jacket.
Oh,
Definitely a leather jacket. He's rather than like everyone else is red, he's lime green.
oh, he's Roger Klotz
Yeah.
from Doug.
And a motorcycle. He has a motorcycle. And he is leading a one-man rebellion against the gods. Or not a one-man, because he has a bunch of devils.
How does he feel about Coldwell?
He likes him. I think Coldwell respects
Coldwell respects revenge. So
respects getting revenge against a unjust system, and that's what he's all about. So I think he's chill with Coldwell. I think he recognizes like he's gonna probably have to fight Coldwell at some point, but like there's that'll be on the last on the list.
All right. Last thing we got, as far as the traits, would be fan favorite. So you are incredibly popular amongst the common people. One of your adventures was one of the first ever recorded pieces of writing. So what adventure did they write about, and what is the name of the book?
It is when the adventure they write about is when he led a fight against Zoth, the ocean, and it's just a bunch of like devils like stabbing at the coast. Like, really just going ham on the idea of like trying to fight and kill an
remember
ocean.
the intro of Pete and Pete where him and Artie are punching the waves, fighting the ocean?
Yeah. They're trying to. He led an army into the ocean. They did not make it, but it was kind of seen as a courageous act that inspired a lot of people, like to be like, we don't have to just take it from these gods. We can fight back. And I think his like devil rebellion is going to be slowly growing in support throughout all the ages.
Yeah, Devil Rebellion against the gods.
Elliot would instantly follow this guy.
Yeah. What's the name of the name of the book?
The name of the book is The Devil's Folly.
It is the
I think
first recorded piece of literature
the
in
book
mortal history.
The book was written to like mock him for like his effort, like kind of like a Don Quixote, like, oh, he's fighting against a windmill, he's trying to fight the ocean. But like people like really were inspired by it and took to it and were like, that's awesome, actually, that's really cool to fight the ocean.
Yeah, it's really cool to fight a god. All right, name of this guy, and then I think that's it.
I'm just gonna go with Razor. His name is Razor.
Ooh, Razor. All right, we got Razor the demigod, who is in charge of chaos. He's got his own I'm glad we have devils finally.
Yeah.
There's only one trope we're missing, like hard, and we have no dragons. We got no dragons in the
if
lore
I
at
was,
all.
I will say the next thing I was gonna make if I could was gonna be a dragon. Ugh.
Yeah, we need dragons.
Yeah, I think so. Next week I won't be doing Lore Club because we got the E1 show to get ready for. The week after that, I'm gonna be back. What I'm probably gonna do is we'll probably just do like the last 4 demigods, and then just go straight into writing the Bible.
Cool. Yeah.
I still have.
Oh yeah, that sounds easy enough.
I want to break it up, and I want to have a couple people here to help me write the Bible. So once we have that, once we have the Bible, then we do the setting, the tribes, the big bad, and then we'll start the campaign. So we're looking at like January to start the campaign. So doing those on Sundays just like this. But that's going to be it on Lore Club for today. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for sticking around. Sorry if it went long. I know I usually say 2 hours. We're 4 hours past that.
All good.
You guys got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, thank you everybody for watching. That was a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, no, thanks you guys for doing it. All right, so we'll be back in probably 2 weeks on Sunday. I'll notify about that, but still doing the stream on Thursday and Friday, still doing wife stream on Friday. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How do I turn... Oh, shit, I got to hit the button and do it.